Alright, that's one of those samples which is have been shared with you guys, okay, in our Google Classrooms about our assignment 3 kind of references, okay. And the next one, I'm going to basically send it over some of the links which is can help you guys to do your own research a bit more further directly on how you're going to add some of those new elements, okay, which is you guys can actually use as a part of your references, okay. For example, like this one, right, Mobile Legend, okay, because if you look at all this content, okay, some of the content that I've been working on directly with you guys over here, okay, they have been modernized basically these characters, okay, they have been modernized these characters, okay, for the online games based on the Badang kind of characters, okay. So this is also one of the good examples that you guys can actually use to develop basically on your own characters later on. But I don't want you guys just copying them. Okay, I want you guys also need to know basically the basic roots of this particular kind of design, okay, or this kind of characters before you get to turn over into multiple kind of styles or design at the same time. Okay, but the most important things that you have to remember, okay, when it comes to develop all these kind of ideas, there, never basically copy or trace from all of these design to become yours. Okay, so you guys can see the screen, right? So never basically copy or trace from all this kind of design to become yours. You have to come up with your own ideas, okay, to develop into those characters. That's the first thing that you should know there, right? Okay, this is basically a guideline for you. It is going to be a guideline for you in order for you guys to have uh, an examples there, okay, or samples that you guys can write when you can develop into your ideas there. All right, guys. So if you go through with it, okay, this is one of the good examples that they have been modernized basically the character itself. So if you have your own kind of ideas to develop from here, you guys can execute them, okay, into the title itself. All right. One of the things that I want to share with you guys over here, I don't know whether I actually have been shared with the samples, okay, with your groups and all that, right? One of the things that I find quite very suitable for you guys to work with. Okay, we're talking about a mood board, there, right? Okay, preparing the mood board for this week's are the most important things, okay, in order for you guys to apply your research back again, okay, before you get to execute your own design, okay, that's the first thing. So normally, okay, I'm going to collect all these visual informations, okay, all these visual informations as a part of my references in order for me to design, okay, my own kind of characters later on. This one basically were taken from Putri Gunung Leda. I will share also this kind of references to you guys also at the same time. Okay, these are one of the famous scenarios from the fighting between Hang Tuah and also Hang Jebat, the brothers. This is basically some anime kind of characters that based on the Hang Tuah kind of brothers. Five brothers, including these two, what we call that, two female characters. I mean, there are seven kind of warriors there. But in the origin, they have five only there. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This Hang Tuah, Lekyu, Kasturi, Leki, and Jebat there. But they create seven kind of characters, okay, because for the commercial values, we need to have at least, okay, a female characters in the characters itself. This is basically made by locals, but they been cooperated with Gonzo Animations. This is basically the sample of references which is I use later on when I'm going to construct my kind of ideas to portray Hang Tuah characters for my titles. Okay, all right. This is basically not this is not Hang Tuah. This is not basically Hang Tuah. Okay, this is basically came from our ministers. Okay, our former prime ministers. All right. This is also one of the good example how actually you're going to portray a character design. Okay, studies before you finalize one of them become yours. Okay, this is one of the Japanese anime manga kind of artists who actually portray a flag of a world flag, okay, as a characters. A world flag as a characters there. So from my kind of what we call the perspective there, okay, when I actually design based on the reference itself. So I have chosen one of the poses based on the references. Okay, based on the references like this. Okay, you know basically where I get this kind of references before. Then I put you into my sketches. Okay, to get the entire kind of what we call that concept been combined in one particular conversation. It's not that easy, then, guys. Okay, look quite easy, okay, for me to portray them. I want you guys to try them back, but without copying other people's works. Not tracing other people's works, right? Okay. Work manner, okay, the final works, okay, from the illustrations there. This one basically I'm using human characters there, okay, women kind of poses, okay, as a guide, and I transform into these Hang Tuah kind of characters. Okay, that's the difference with, okay. So you are not being allowed to copy all this kind of information visually, but you have to use them as a part of your guide, your inspirations that works. Same goes what I did basically with mine. Okay, I have a few number kind of samples. Okay, mood board can be more than one there. Okay, it can be two, it can be three. Okay, samples of mood boards. Okay, before you're going to analyze and use it. Okay, a few of those informations to design basically your characters over here. Okay, you have to break down a little bit from there. All right, so that's basically what you should do. Okay, to develop your ideas. So if you take a look on the method that I've been using there, okay, in Photoshop, for example. Okay, when it comes to develop those ideas, okay, this is basically the working files that I have. Okay, what you guys can do is by using basically the real photos like this. The creative side of the process is you can basically transform these references into almost look like a Malay culture story, kind of what we call it characters. You see, this is what we want to see from you guys. Okay, how basically creatively you guys can actually redevelop them back. Okay, the characters from your references into this one. That's basically the challenges. Okay, that you guys have right now. So we have five different titles that you guys can use. Okay, I think one of the most challenging from all were basically Musang Berjanggut lah. Okay, Musang Berjanggut. Because you have to, by hook or by crook, you need to basically uh, to watch basically some of the movies over here that I actually share with you guys. So you will get more better kind of information from there. Okay, you cannot just relying on Googling there, okay? All these kind of visuals together like this. For example, let's just say Musang Berjanggut, right? I don't know whether you guys can get right, these informations. Hardly will find it, right? Okay? Because Musang Berjanggut will basically came from the critic kind of political kind of what we call the behaviors. Okay, from the ancients, kind of what we call the peoples there. So Musang Berjanggut, Musang Berjanggut will basically came from the critical kind of what we call the issues that happen came from the ministers. Okay, when the people basically have the powers okay, on the organizations who actually misuse the power okay, for their own good, their own self. Okay, so that's basically the meaning behind the Musang Berjanggut. So it's quite very tricky. Okay, it will based on these characters over here. Okay, because this is basically the first time actually I'm using this particular kind of what we call that. Can you see okay the maksud of Musang Berjanggut? Okay, politik Musang. Okay. Orang yang jahat dan berpura-pura alim. Okay, menteri nikah kahwin adalah watak memakai golongan agamawan. That's basically the misuse of the title that they have. Okay, the titles, the, they have basically. Okay, Musang Berjanggut. There's a critical social kind of issues. Okay, like Musang juga, who actually can succeed. Okay, visualize basically these characters. You will be more delightful again based on this. This what we call the informations there. So you have to watch them, right? Okay, in order for you guys to understand that first. Yeah, about this Musang. It's a comedy kind of stories, but full of criticism, full of criticism of the political issues there. Okay. All right. So that's basically Musang Berjanggut. For the si Tanggang, right? It's all about how basically one of the son, right? Okay, the only son who actually betrayed on his mother there. Okay, and been cursed by his mother to become a stone. But I have also another version of Sitang Taubat Sitanggang there, right? Okay, which has been illustrated which been illustrated by the local artists, Malaysian local artists there, okay. So they design this kind of characters. Taubat Sitanggang, okay. The Tanggang itself become a stone kind of characters, okay, character who made by stone. So they have a few number kind of samples over here that you guys can use. But of course, again, they're right. I don't want you guys just copying all these kind of characters and trace them back. I want you guys to create on your own there, okay? You create your own versions. Okay, create your own versions of the tanggang that become a stone there. Okay, based on the story that you guys can actually, the story that you guys have been uh, watch or listen to there. Okay, before you're going to turn over all these kind of design into your own kind of styles. Okay, that's why you have to be aware now. Okay, when it comes to develop all these kind of ideas. Looks like okay, you have a few number kind of resources there, right? But the challenge is right now you have to sketch it out first your ideas from there. Okay, for example, there okay, you can actually also find some of the photos there, okay, like a man being okay, man sadist kind of poses. Yes, anyone actually right? Have any questions? Okay, sadist kind of poster. Okay, sad poster. Sadness. Okay. Because Tanggang is all about the sadness, okay, of men, okay, who actually been cursed, come a stone. So if I want to show you guys some examples over here, which is can be used or not, yeah, right? But I think you also you also can post on yourself there, right? Okay, post on yourself there, right? Other than you use find some other reference like this, you can actually post on yourself there, right? Okay, you can actually shoot your own photos. Okay, act like you want to show something sad there, right? Okay, okay. Pointed this guy there. Pointed. Not enough kind of information they can get. Okay? Man, action, process. Being defeated. If we can have a few number kind of poses, better than right. Okay. one of the reasons I will basically try hard enough to get enough kind of what we call the references. If you cannot get from the Googles, you have to post back again. Shoot your own photos and redraw back again, right? That's the thing. But I didn't shoot any kind of photos right at the moment. Maybe I will later on there, right? To show you guys how it works. But I think you guys know basically the best, right? Okay, how it works. For me, okay, for example, like this one, right? We have the samples of this one, right? Okay, let me check there. Okay, for example, like this. You can save these pictures there first over here. This one also, yeah, should be okay to as references. Yes. But for me, I don't rely too much on all these kind of informations only. Yeah, I will try to find more better kind of references. But this one only for my demonstrations only right now. Only for my demonstrations. This one also quite okay though, okay, the positions there. Even though he's a woman, but we can actually design it back again as a man. To show basically some sadness there, okay, about the characters itself. Okay. Examples over here, okay, now. Okay, we have to, and the other things that you have to do, okay, other than you just creating basically the character itself, you need to also to design or find a suitable kind of titles, okay, or typeface, okay, to design the titles at the same time there, okay? That's the thing. So from here, the file reference. We just came in here. Okay, once you get all these kind of samples, okay, they can be used as a part of your references. Okay, then you have to start to design. You have this information over here, print screen. So you can save the first, open up new files. Okay, maybe this one is A4 size. Kayi, okay, can you actually close your microphone? Kayi? Okay. Okay, as for media, okay, okay, all the samples that I have, I'm going going to use it as my kind of guideline, as my references for my mood board there. All these kind of informations will be valuable to you guys. Okay, it's a value for you guys. Okay, to use. So, see, I have this one as a references. Even we can actually get also different kind of references. First page over here. As a guide. So we know basically we're going to create titles later on. So what I'm going to do next. Week 5, a demo or lectures session. Oh, we cannot see the screen there, right? Thank you very much. Okay, can you see it now? The screen? Okay. Okay, from here. Okay, with all those kind of samples, character that you have in mind, right? As part of your guide. Okay, this is also one of the good examples that you have. Study carefully basically the structures over here. Of course, okay, if you have to design a stone age kind of characters or character that created by stones there, right? Okay. For me, I will find also stone. Or rock. Character design. I will basically get all these information there first. Okay, visually, okay, visual information there. Okay, that can be guide us into our own developments later on. You need to have all these kind of informations. Okay, other than you just randomly design some things. Okay, without any kind of guideline of informations. So it's quite challenging at the same time. Okay, I'm not saying basically you just can copy the whole thing from here, but all this information that you have hopefully can evolve into your own kind of ideas there. Okay, because you know basically Tanggang become a character, stone kind of character, is that right? And of course, okay, if you watch basically back again the movies, okay, from here, he actually wearing a costume like a Malay kind of costume, the right, Asian kind of attires. So how actually you're going to incorporate all these kind of ideas together? You must have those kind of information at first, okay? And your design will either make the person who actually as a character become more cooler, okay? For the readers to watch basically your visuals, or become a bit more loose there, okay? So depend. So you as a designer have to redesign them there. For me, this is one of the good examples. Okay, also we can actually use. Okay, I give you guys all these information. Okay. Hopefully, all these informations will not actually leave you guys in the darkness there. Okay. But don't rely only like this one. Okay? You have to use your brain there to think. okay, to analyze also all these kind of informations. All right. So don't relying too much basically, okay, on this particular kind of references only. You have to do more research, okay, do more thinking process in order for you guys to understand, okay, how it works later on, okay, how we actually develop all this idea back again later on. Okay. So as for me there, okay, I want to design certain kind of characters, for example, like this. I need basically a guideline there, right? Some guideline that works. So what I can do right here, maybe I can actually choose one of it like this as a guide. The other one are going to be so you check that, right? A lot of different stones kind of characters. Came from the golem stone. A lot of characters there, okay, different characters there that you define from there. This one came from the golem concept of stone there, okay, quite interesting also for me. Also quite interesting over here. Also quite interesting, okay, but don't trace, okay, remember that, okay. Your job is right now to analyze all these informations, and then maybe you guys can use back again later on, okay, to your works. So from all this information that you have, now basically your job is to redefine back again. Okay, redefine back again. For me to create all those kind of visuals there, okay, based on the character itself, need more time there, okay. You need more kind of informations and do a lot of sketches from there. Even though maybe from my demonstrations, you thought basically it's quite easy to develop from here, okay, but it takes also a lot of experience that you need. Examples over here. You go and be create, okay, on the characters itself. Yeah, I design the sketches there first. Right? Okay, to sketch basically the ideas, okay, from characters that I saw. Okay, taking these kind of pictures at first. This right here. Okay, put it as a part of my samples of guide. Okay, what else there? Okay, this one maybe, okay, some information from here that I can use. Okay, copy back again. It's right here. That's a part of my guide. AI. What else there, right? Maybe some it from here. Copy, paste. All these kind of visual informations are going to be valuable there for me. The same goes to this one. Okay, maybe I'm going to look at this one right first as a guide. Copy and paste. Because when it comes to this one, okay, you will about to design the creatures that represent the main characters. So the way basically you're going to conduct this kind of experimental kind of designs are going to be a bit kind of different. So you have to sketch a lot. For me, I will sketch a few number kind of ideas, not relying on the one, right? Once I get all these ideas like this, for example, okay, based on the structures itself, okay, can I okay, also okay, the characters wearing basically the tangja there, okay, the tangja itself. Okay, so what I can do from here, okay, let's see my screen sharing, right? Okay, what you guys can see from here, right? I try to cooperate basically with those designers. Okay? For me, first of all, the basic structures of these characters has to be human characters. The human characters. Okay? From here, okay, the body itself, I'm going to construct. Okay, the characters become a bit more like separate kind of what we call that structures. Okay. This, okay, like this. Right. But you need to have basically the kind of understanding about the physical of these uh, elements, okay, like rocks, for example. Okay, roughly, okay, from here, okay, you have got basically the basics kind of structures. And of course, okay, the guy basically wearing tanja. It's not an Ultraman there, okay, tanja. Okay, this is basically the basic structures in here. Right. From here, Bella. So from here, okay, how actually you going to design them? Okay, the Tanggang character, right? Okay, into the method that we're going to create. Okay, from here I'm going to add another layers. Okay, this is the step number one. Okay, this one just now basically this is the basic structures there that I create from there. So what I can do to reduce basically the opacity spectrum, just apply only. Now I can actually add more details. So from here, you take a look at the characters that you saw, the samples that you saw there, right? And of course, okay, the one that we had before right here also can be used as a part of our guide. Okay, you see? Okay, this guy, okay, the characters itself look like he's wearing the tangja. It's a very good kind of spot from there. Okay. What I can do from here. So you have to use several kind of process. For example, okay, don't actually rely too much on one particular sketch. For me, I'm going to work faster. Okay, maybe I will design these characters look like this bit. Okay, look like this a little bit. Okay, like a stone kind of what we call that. Kind of characteristic. Okay. Okay, guys. Check it over here. If I'm going to design basically a stone is kind of what we call the characters. It takes time, like guys. It takes times. Okay. But normally, basically, this is one of the process that I will go through. Okay, when it comes to develop basically those, I want to make these characters also. The floating is a bit okay, the rocks itself. Like it look like a magical kind of rocks. Okay. They're not going to be looked as fit as it was. Roughly my sketches over here. Okay, they're going to be look like this, for example. Okay. Still can maintain the characters of the features of the characters itself. It's basically my rough sketch. My rough sketch about the characters. Right. And I will add some shadows and shades over here. Okay, to include in my design there. And of course, okay, from here, okay, I will make maybe okay the stone were floating. Piece of stone were floating there. And from here again, there's a rocks also in the okay in the ground, right on the ground itself. Okay, there's a leaves there over there. And this part I'm going to mush all these leaves together as references. Okay, so reference number 2. Okay. Can you see there, guys? Okay, the process of working. Okay, I break down every single structures over here, using basically the stone kind of characters there. What type of stone that you're going to design? Of course, right. One of the things that you have to do also, okay, to study basically the characters, you need to find also stone or rock, right, as samples. You have to study basically a stone kind of characters there. Okay, it doesn't mean the main characters, but also okay the main textures there. Okay, they can define as a stone. This one basically you have to do your own research from here. Okay, we cannot actually just copy all those characters without understand first. Okay, the physical kind of understanding on the stone itself. This is also one of the good examples that you guys can see. You can find basically in order for you to guide yourself, okay, to design back again into your own characters. Okay, we need to have the kind of information. We not just simplify, draw everything, okay, from the references without any guideline. Okay, we cannot do that, guys. Okay, all these kind of visual informations are going to be suitable for you guys to work. Okay, so don't take too easy there, okay, when it comes to develop those characters. That's why this kind of what we call that assignments is quite challenging. Really. It's very challenging. So that's why I always emphasize on the design, on the drawing methods there, right? Okay, drawing skills. Why? Because they're going to go into this method there, right? Okay, this kind of what we call the ideation of working. You see? Okay. Yeah. If you don't get enough kind of informations, of course, okay, this is only my first sketch. Okay, we never know, okay, how many sketches that we can actually produce after this, okay?
理解
Okay,
到
let
好
this.
像只差3分，有关
Yes,
系
what
就
is it
只
there?
剩10分钟，你要有90分
Can you
钟。
close basically the mic
应该是
microphone there, right?
这样，它是不是真的10分？你也不知道10%、100%是真的10分钟吗？是，但是没有关系，你刚刚
Yes,
只
Junyun.
相差2分。
Junyun,
还可以继
can
续。
you actually close your mic there, Junyun? KG will hear that, right? Junyun?
这个卷率在我这边，卷率来讲的话，
Yes. Oni, can you close your mic there, right? Okay, from this particular kind of what we call the demonstration that I made there, okay? When I actually want to design the characters itself, do you have any info, do you have any kind of questions? Any question there? Okay, to prepare for your sketches. Okay, from here, okay, let me see, okay, it's in Tanggang. Okay, the title itself. Okay, from here, normally I will find a few number kind of choices of title. So what I can do, I will copy a few number kind of fonts that write the titles. Then I will try to see whether which a particular kind of what we call the titles going to be suitable. Okay, maybe I can actually find also from the font there, okay, to try to find a match, okay, for my design, for my kind of titles. It's quite interesting. I don't know going to be suitable or not. Right? If I'm going to cut this one, put it as a part of one of the titles over here. Which one maybe right here? I try to make different compositions for these two titles, for this the name itself. The words, okay, is quite unique, but it's hardly can be recognizable. So this is a part of the process, the guys. Okay, this is a part of the process. Okay, to experiment with the title itself. Because the title also can be a part of the characteristics, okay, of the whole presentations. Sometimes we have to change basically the kerning of this typeface to make it more better kind of positions. This one looks nice, eh? I have to change basically this one. Maybe Tanggang. You see? This one maybe a small. That's one of the name there. Like this. Okay? Different kind of compositions that we can make. Could be. Hey guys, okay, this is something okay, one of the simplest way, but not that kind of simple again when you talk about the way that we construct basically the composition and layout from here. Okay, uh, one of the things okay about the stories itself, about these Tanggang stories there. If you go through carefully, okay, with the stories, uh, they've been made by the what we call it, the oceans, came by the oceans. Maybe there's a ship there, okay, the shipwreck, okay, they become stones also like that. Okay, there's some horizons, maybe some clouds over here, okay, some clouds, okay, they define basically from the stories. Okay, this is the ocean itself. Maybe these are what we call that. Okay, there's a shipwreck over here. Okay, so if I want to design a shipwreck based on these main kind of what we call the events, so what I can do, maybe I can find some references like okay, a shipwreck. But the ship has to be looks like a ancient kind of ship. Okay. So you have to find suitable kind of ships. Yes. Okay, guys. Okay, our job is right now we have to find a lot of information. Okay, visually before we're going to construct actually. Okay, all this kind of design into your illustrations. So this is also one of the process basically okay, that you guys have to go through with it. Okay. If this pictures is quite suitable, maybe I can use them. It's all depending. They look very nice there, okay? On the composition itself. Maybe we can save this one. as a part of my references. This is also one of the good examples from 3D images. Shipwreck. It might be suitable. Might be suitable. But just keep it as part of my references. Sell this one as a model. So. Okay. All right. So guys, what is this? A map. A map of shipwreck. Oh, could be suitable there. Okay, guys. So based from there, so what I can do from here, maybe I can use also this one. This one based on the sketches. Put it down. Very small kind of pieces from there. You actually can change also the positions like this. Reduce opacities, and you can redraw things. All right, you can. From here, roughly, basically, as you can design basically these shapes right now. There's a few stones, okay, here. Okay, in my sketches over here, okay, roughly, this is basically the only ideas I got, okay, not the finishing one, okay. It can be changed, okay, before you finalize them. Okay, it can be changed. Okay, while basically you seek for more information. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, maybe this is a seashore, okay. What we call that the beach itself. Okay, from okay, the cliff. Okay, maybe these characters is actually on the cliff. Okay, there's some rocks. Okay, between the oceans. Show basically the scenarios of these characters itself. You see over here. All right, guys. Okay, that's basically some of the visual documentation that I can demonstrate to you guys. Okay, how to develop those ideas there. Okay, from the guideline and references that we have. Okay, that we have right here. Okay, to guide us. That is why make a full use of these informations before you go to redesign the plan. Right. Always use references. Don't use your imagination only. Okay? Imagination will came from when you start to process all these ideas. who actually just came in there. All right, any questions there, guys? That based on these demonstrations that were made, right? Any questions? How to develop those ideas? Is it hard, Eric? Is it easy to get to work on it? Okay, the title of this Tanggang there, I think we can actually make some changes a bit on the paragraph. Or the characteristics of this design. The character styles. Character styles. Oh, oh, this one. Okay. Make it closer a little bit. Oops. Not this one. This one. Change a little bit there. Allow them to make it more closer there. But of course, from here, adjust a bit. And the whole compositions can be changed to balance them out. This is basically a rough sketch. Okay, a rough sketch, okay, of my ideations on working with these characters of Tanggang. And just now, you saw basically how I did design the hang tuah at the same times. Okay, that's basically one of the process that I can actually share with you guys over here. How it works there, guys. Okay, it's not that easy to look at, like easy to get works on that. You need a lot of experience when it comes to develop those designs. So this is only a process of sketches, which is you guys can actually execute this week. Okay, we have another 2 weeks time that works. All right. So by right today, we have around 282 students were here. Okay, I think around 281 or 282 students only to join. So the rest of you guys, okay, maybe you guys can check basically the videos later on, hopefully. If you don't, they're right, okay? It's up to you guys to see how it works. All right, any questions? Any inquiries over here? Any kind of questions that you have? For me, if I want to basically add some shadings and shadows, based on this kind of ideas, I will use basically the hard brown pressure brushes, adjust a bit on the flows, okay, and then I can paint it according to the shadows of references. Example like this one, shadow fall off to the right and to the left side. So I'm going to design the shadows look like this. So this basically roughly my kind of what we call that shadow creations based on the correct lighting came from the right side. Shadow fall off right here. Okay. Basically the indication of shadows. one of the examples there. Okay, to present basically some sketches, okay, for your lectures, okay, to see, okay, your ideations. Okay, you don't have to paint everything in details yet. Okay, show them basically the compositions, the ideations of work with the characters itself, and then see how actually you guys can go from there. Okay, for my group also the same thing. Okay, I want to see your sketches there. Okay, for group 3, 4, and 5, the same thing. You can present the sketches, okay, before you design back again into those characters. So this one I'm going to share with you guys over here. Okay, as a references. All right. So you guys can go through it later on, how it works. All right, guys. All right. Any questions? Any inquiries over here? If you have any kind of questions, you guys can actually write. Okay, pass me, okay, on groups, or maybe direct to me, direct. She works on it. Okay, and I really apologize. Okay, I'm still basically had that what you call that. My health condition is not that quite well, not at the best right now. Okay, to engage with you guys face to face. But of course, okay, if you want me to do it online, okay, I can do it so that, okay, for you guys, okay, to work with it, okay, so to discuss with you, Salvador. So attendance, so yes, attendance. The most important thing about the attendance there. Okay. I'm wondering why you guys were here, still here. Okay, this is the code, guys. Okay, can you actually take basically these codes? Okay, to take your attendance. 221597. Okay, okay. Okay, let me go through the right. For the legend class. Okay. All right. Okay, understand, all right. Okay, good response there. Yes. Okay, just check back again your attendance, guys. All right, welcome, all right. So, guys, okay, hopefully some of those demonstrations that I made for you guys will guide you a bit more further, okay? How to develop the ideas from there, okay? All right, thank you very much, there, guys, okay? Have a good day. Okay, I see you guys around next week. All right, bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome,
Get
all right.
well soon.
Okay, well. Welcome there, okay. Thank you very much there.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
appreciate
sir.
that. Bye. Okay, welcome there, okay. Okay, use this kind of references as about a guideline to directing. All the best with your assignment 3. Bye bye. Okay, thank you very much there.